How you doing, everyone? So another day, another episode, but this time we are in our workshop and we are going to create something new. So probably it's going to be more of a creative way of doing it, but basically I'm going to create a new product which I had like a template I had, and like a mind to how to actually do it, to do it fast, to do it good, and it looked good, and it had like a purpose, and basically new designed product. That's why we have this log, which is 15 by 15, all dried, nice log. I bought it actually like 6 meters. This only like 2-meter sections into 3 pieces being cut it. I also had some rebar. Those are 10mm rebars, 2 pieces of like 2 meters. So just for the beginning. I also purchased a new saw because why not? Some drill bits, some light bulbs like those inlets, however you wanna say, some sandpaper, cutting disc for the rebar, some outlets, another one, some switches, of course some wire, and that's probably it. I'm still gonna be using like a lac or a paint to like actually make some kind of cover for either the metal and the wood. So let's get started. First things first, I'm gonna start cutting from the end, of course, and we basically gonna create like a small designed, not like a small design, but basically like a table lamp, which is going to be out of 2 pieces of wood, which is going to be, the first piece is going to be on the bottom, second one on the top, and between those wood pieces it's going to be like 4 rebar, like pre-cutted and inserted inside the wood. The wood is going to be cut at an angle, so probably to be like some kind of design. So first I'm gonna measure and start pre-cutting our wood. Alright, so what do we have? We have exactly pre-cutted 2 same blocks, just basically cut in angle. And what are the measurements? So the one side is, as you saw, it's nice and even cut, basically a straight cut. The lowest side we have, I don't know if you can see, 3 centimeters. Then we have like 7.7. The highest point we have approximately 13 centimeters, and another medium size is again like 7.7, 7.6, so approximately like that. So basically 3, almost 7.5, and 13. So basically between 13 and 3 you divide it like exactly in the middle, and that's the way you cut it, just like that. So we have exactly 2 same looking blocks, as you can see. on every side the same, and if you put those together like that, you basically have a cube. Very simple. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna extend it like that, and in the middle part, like between the blocks, there's in 4 corners we're gonna put like 4 rebars that gonna go and connect one side to another. So I'm gonna precut a rebar now. So I have pre-cutted 20 centimeter length of 10 millimeter rebars, obviously 4 pieces. Have some nice cut edge over here, trimmed a bit so it won't, you know, scratch your arms and so on. Of course, before like the installing it completely, you either spray like, you know, like a finishing coat, lac, or either paint coated, however you want, so it won't rust. And for me, I have find out that exactly amount that I'm like looking right now is 30 centimeter gap. So the rebar should fit like inside those corners, 20 centimeter. You see like almost 3 centimeters inside it could go. Obviously we're gonna glue that, and like the small like light bulb, because you know this is like a night like lamp or small table lamp. It shouldn't be, you know, like fully like huge lamp with a bunch of lumens. So works fine like that, fits well as you can see. However, you're gonna pre-drill it, install it either inside on all the edges is exactly the same because you have pre-cutted exactly the same. So I'm gonna think how far in we're gonna measure those and drill the holes inside. So probably gonna do that right now, measure and drill all the holes in both blocks, like 4 each holes in both blocks over here. Alright, so far looks something like this, and as you can see, all being kind of the same. I think when we are going to actually glue those rebars inside the wood, we're gonna make some kind of either like a template to be, you know, exactly straight, not crooked, not twisted, and any kind of sort of that. So yeah, I think that is eligible for me. As you can see, that's a really interesting cut. It looks a bit crooked, but I mean, we're definitely gonna straighten that out. Maybe right now I'm using like 12 millimeter drill bit, so it's slightly bigger, so it's kind of wobbly, you know. But maybe in the future I'm gonna check for like a 10 millimeter, like maybe it's gonna fit even better, you know, like tighter, and I don't need as much glue, and it's not gonna be wobbly as much. I think that's kind of it. So right now we have our like base, how it looks. I'm satisfied. I think that's enough clearance. So I think we're just gonna right now make some kind of thing, maybe drill a hole for the actual like bulb list to get this in, and maybe screw it in also. So now I need to figure out how to do it. Obviously we are going to do it exactly in the middle, so we need to pre-drill pretty big hole inside the middle over here and fit that in. Obviously it has like, you see, wiring, so it has, at some point I will figure out which point is the best to do the wiring, like to actually like come out with the wires here or whatever, you know. But yeah, so I'm gonna drill the hole now. Alright, so I have drilled this bottom with the like bigger drill, but I'm gonna search for like the size of this inlet exactly to be, you know, nice and fit. But I don't know, maybe it's alright to leave a gap, because this probably like inlet is gonna be slightly warmer or hotter, you know, while it's turned on. So I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna look for slightly smaller, but still to leave that, like, I don't know, millimeter or 2 millimeter gaps. So yeah, that's kind of how it looks. So now I'm gonna probably think about to do like the wiring, how I'm gonna drill those, like, you know, 2 wires and 1 main wire like into this like inlet. And yeah, that's pretty much how it looks so far, but so far so good. So all the wire is kind of managed to fit it real nice. The connector, the switch works fine. The bulb is inside. I kind of put it together, so let's see how it looks like at night. I don't know, can you see it or not? Let's plug it in. Okay, let's switch on. There you go. That is pretty much the actual thing, as you can see. I think that's pretty cool, don't you think? So at night pretty much looks like this. You can change to any side. It's like A27 size like inlet for the bulb, so fits most of the lights, whatever you can place it in. You can place it bigger. Can place it with some kind of shape, but yeah, I think that is definitely one of a kind. And as you can see, the thing is with this, so as you can see, there's like lines going around, there's like square and so on. So basically you can switch the whole light by the angle you want, because as you can see, if you're gonna, let's say your head is somewhere over here, right? And you don't want like the light is like, you know, kicking you real hard, so you can twist it, still have a pretty nice light around. and basically create a shade on wherever angle you actually need. So that's pretty neat actually. I kind of like it. For the rebar, I think we're just gonna, for now, just gonna spray like black, only black, and that's kind of it. I think we're just gonna create a pretty nice, classic and unique design. So let's start sanding those. Alright, so our rods being painted, just some regularly glossy black. The blocks being heated with fire, so on all sides nice like that. So gonna properly finish coating with a lac or finish coat, however you wanna say it. And when everything is gonna be dry, we'll try to assemble it. I will try to make some kind of template, or at least 190-degree like stand, so I can put like one block here by the stand like that. So basically, for example, I have two boards, one board, second board here, and then we're just basically gonna, you know, press it by that template, put the glue and everything, press it nice and tightly, and just leave it dry like that. How nice and kind of like the texture got out from that finish coat. That's like, it immediately like sank inside the wood, so that's good. I think one coat is going to be enough. Later on I'm just gonna sand it with a really nice sandpaper, probably like 180 or 200 grit, so it'd be nice and smooth all around. The rods are almost dry. You can start to see matte color, so that's good. That's drying, so I'm gonna clean up a bit and gonna make the template now. I've created a template you can easily carry around. It's almost as tall as the lamp is going to be, and all corners are basically 90, however you wanna look at it. All 90, nice and square. So we're gonna use that to actually clamp in our bottom and top piece to be exactly the size we need. In the future I'm gonna make like a really nice template, probably with some kind of included clamps, so you just put in and you just clamp it all around. So, but that's only like temporarily to do it, at least one or two, like few pieces. So the rods are dried, the blocks are almost dried, you can easily touch it. So properly gonna coated the two bottoms and gonna start assembling. Right, so the bottom is coated. I'm gonna leave it to dry, maybe for, I don't know, 10-15 minutes. Should be dry because it's pretty hot in here, and the wood is, you know, like fresh and nicely cutted, so it just sinks right into it. So we have, as I told you, I have 6 meters in total of this, I don't know how you call it, beam probably. So in one of this block, to make one lamp, I used like 16 centimeters, so roughly 17 centimeters with the cuts, you know. So in 17 centimeters divided like in 600 centimeters, because it's 6 meters in total, you can make out of 6 meters, you can make in total 35 full blocks. So which means one lamp you can make like 35 out of one 6-meter log over here. And of course yesterday I did some calculation, because yesterday I gone to like a sawmill and I purchased that. It's dry. It was, I don't know how you call it, like do it with a rotary, so it's really nice and flat and dry, so it's not, you know, heavy, it's not gonna split, so that's good. And the one log costs 40 euros, so for 40 euros you can make 35 units in total, like complete. Of course there is wiring, there is bulbs, there is rebar, which costs approximately €1 1 meter. So but that's only the price. Like let's say you're not gonna get like a really great price for big amount. Let's say you're looking at the store, at the hardware store, at your local store, where you can only find, you know, a bit pricier product. So that is the price, 1 meter, €1. Then there is like, for example, there is wires, there are like switch, there is this outlet, there is like this bulb inlet, and of course the bulb, but the bulb can be, you know, included or not. So all to that I have counted to make exactly 1 unit right from the store shelves with all the pretty pricey, you know, products. I make calculation, it was roughly around €8 per 1 unit. So that is kind of the price to make actually 1 unit. But of course, if you're gonna do more, if you're gonna do 50, for example, 100, definitely that price is gonna go lower. Maybe you're gonna find some kind of, you know, exporters that can give you a best prices, or I don't know, you can find a wire that costs like double less. So, you know, that's all separately. And of course it's all separately where are you from actually, because in Europe some countries have a bit cheaper, some countries have like, you know, more expensive. If I'm talking about USA, you know, like America, definitely the product's gonna cost a bit more over there, that's for sure. So that is kind of the conclusion to those. I'm gonna assemble it all together, glue it nice and tight. I'm gonna use our template that I made. Alright, so we have actually clamped this whole piece into our shape. It's all kind of glued up. Maybe you can see, maybe don't. Yeah, you can see. So the top and the bottom part also. And this kind of looks like that so far. So I think it's gonna be it for today, because this needs to be sit at least for like 12 hours. So probably gonna update you tomorrow. I don't know, it's going to be on a car project or somewhere else. So as always, if you like this episode, you know what to do. Drop a like and see you guys next time.